Hey everyone, I'm Nicole,
And I'm Gabrielle.
and we are the hosts of the Spiritual Sisters podcast.
Join us every week as we discuss all the spiritual topics like astrology, mediumship, psychic insights, and so much more.
We are often joined by others we have met along our spiritual journey who are well versed in many of these areas.
Get ready for enlightening discussions and interviews and personal experiences that we hope will expand your mind and get you thinking outside of the box.
Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just beginning your spiritual journey, there's something here for everyone.
Check us out every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. See you then.
Bye!
Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Soul Ecosystem Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Rising, and on this podcast, we discuss all things soul contracts. I'm a professional soul contract reader, and I work with a modality that combines Jewish mysticism, astrology, tarot, and numerology to calculate what you incarnated here to do. Some of you guys might know this as the Destiny Matrix, the Matrix of Destiny, or the Matrix of Fate, but either way, it uses the numbers found in your date of birth to calculate what you agreed to experience in this lifetime. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at Sarah J. Maas's Soul Contract with the help of my trusty dusty Soul Contract Calculator on my website at thesoulecosystem.com. You guys can purchase your own analysis anytime you want. The promo code BETA is still available for $50 off if you guys have been on the fence about it, but I'm going to share my screen with you guys to show you Sarah J. Maas's Soul Contract chart. But before I do, I want to start by saying it has been maybe a decade at least that I've picked up anything fantasy, any kind of like novels or like series that had to do with like romance or fantasy. And I realized how long it's been when I started reading it, because I feel like the 16-year-old, the 14-year-old girl in me just like absolutely died and went to heaven. But yeah, it's been mostly self-help books and like spiritual books for me for the past decade. And I don't remember what it was that finally tipped me over. And I was like, okay, you know what? So many people have been talking about this series that I need to pick it up. But I'm so glad I did. I am so glad I did, because guys, this is past Stephanie Meyer level. This author is absolutely brilliant, which brings me to her soul contract chart. I'm going to tell you guys what I think we are going to see in her soul contract chart. I think we are going to see the Fairy World Writer Director program, because the level of genius that is poured into these books, it means she has to have that program that makes it like easy for her to craft different worlds in her mind and put it on paper. People with that program are brilliant, very imaginative. It is easy for them to craft those kind of worlds and kind of communicate their own world, their own imagination, put it on paper or put it in movies or put it in other, like in paintings. So I feel like we're going to see that in her soul contract. I also wouldn't be surprised if we saw the academic intelligence program, because I think she's absolutely brilliant, very educated. I love the style of her writing. I never felt throughout the series, and I say throughout the series, I'm on book 3 of this series. I don't have it next to me right now because it's on my nightstand, but I do have this, like the book set. So I've read these 2 books. This one was my favorite for obvious reasons, but I cannot convey the level of excitement that I had for these books. So I had told my husband a few months ago, that I wanted to start the books for my birthday, and he bought me the first book, and he's like, yeah, just try it out. If you like it, we can get the rest of the books. So I finished the first book, and it was very slow in the beginning. I feel like it only picked up towards the end. It was very slow in the beginning, but then when I hit this book, I ordered the rest of them on Target. I ordered the rest, like the other 3, on Target. And then I couldn't wait for them to come. I didn't realize how fast I would finish this. Like, I think I was halfway into it when I ordered the last 3, and I'm like, by the time they come, I'll have finished this. Nope. It took me 2 days. It took me 2 days to read all of this. This is, hold on, this is 600 pages. It's 600 pages. And if I seem a little bit delirious, guys, it's because I've probably been only reading, doing not much else for like a week. But yes, so I'm very excited about the book. In my excitement, in my inability to wait 3 days for the rest of the books to come in, I just went and bought the full set, even though I have the first 2 books. And then this is proof, to prove that I'm telling the truth. Guess what came? So now I have all of these books, and I have to return them. I have to return that bag of them. But all that to say, it has been such a long time since I was so excited and so enamored and inspired by the brilliancy of this writer that I was like, we need to look into her soul contract. So that's what we're going to be doing today. That was my long-winded way of saying, holy crap, this lady's talented. Let's see what's going on for her. So let's do that now. Let me share my screen with you now so that we can see what is happening in her soul contract. I feel like there was other predictions I had for her soul contract chart. Ooh, I think I said that I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of like passionate kind of love affair programs because of her ability to write smut, because of her ability to write romance and like love in such a, I don't know, it felt natural, guys. You know how sometimes you're reading a book and you can almost tell that they're trying to like sneak history in there, like sneak a little bit of information in there, because it feels a little forced. This book didn't have that. It was so effortless. It was so just intuitive. And one of my intuitive friends was like, she's probably psychic. I'm like, yes, she's probably psychic, but let's dive into her chart. So she was born March 5th, 1986. March 5th, 1986, right? You can find this calculator on my website, thesoulecosystem.com, and in this tab, Soul Contract Calculator, then just click Generate Chart. It's going to take you to an option to choose your unlock option, whether you want to buy it in parts or whether you want to buy the full thing. If you buy the full analysis, you can download the PDF version of it just so you have all of that information at your disposal. Let us start. I'm already loving how this looks with her primary numbers, because whenever you look at somebody's date of birth, you can immediately see the first 2 primary numbers, the 3 and the 5, right? So she was born on the 5th. 5s are like natural builders. They're like architects. They love structure. They love order. They love tradition. So that is telling me right now that she has this unique ability to build. And in this case, build stories. She has this unique ability to organize and like really organize her thoughts, create structure, create order in a way that other people might not be able to. With this 3 energy right here that we see in her second primary number, that is the number of abundance. That is the number of the divine feminine. That is Queen of Pentacles energy. That is Queen Bee energy. And when you guys go down, you're going to be able to see the definitions and the meaning applied to each of these numbers in your soul contract analysis. Here it is, Queen Bee energy. It means that you incarnated here to experience a life of luxury, of comfort. You did not come here, into this incarnation at least, to experience lack or poverty. Even if you may have like started off that way in the beginning, the majority of your lifetime was meant to be lived lavishly. You wanted to experience what it's like to be financially stable, to be financially comfortable, and to not have to worry about where you can get your next meal, how you're going to pay for things. So it's no surprise that Sarah J. Maas became the huge, huge name in literature that she did. Let's take a look at her past life karmic debt. For her past life karmic debt, we see the numbers 6, 20, and 14. Listen to this. In a past life, this soul was an innocent victim, sacrificed for a larger purpose or a collective belief. First of all, this is a really rare past life karmic debt. Among this, like out of all the karmic debts, I would say that this is like lower than 5% of soul contracts. Less than 5% of soul contracts have this karmic debt. I'd even go as far as to say maybe 1%. But this does not come up often. And this low-key kind of sounds like her main character in her book, Feyre. So I wonder if she's building these characters from a place that she is very familiar with, possibly from a past life. If she remembers this life where she was sacrificed for a larger purpose that was like the entire thing of Feyre, she essentially sacrificed herself. I probably should have put out a spoiler alert in the beginning of this. I feel like I'm late-ish to the ACOTAR realm, ACOTAR fan base, but yes, spoiler alert. I'm going to try not to spoil anything. I'm trying really hard already with my husband because after the second book, I'm like, you need to read this. You need to read this. You need to see for yourself because I'm pretty sure he thought that I was going insane towards the latter part of the second book where I was experiencing so many emotions. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like crying and couldn't control myself. And I wanted to tell him, but I'm like, he might read this. So maybe I shouldn't spoil it for him. So anyway, back to this past life karmic debt. It's a rare one. And I feel like this is where she channeled that energy for Feyre, that history and the storyline for Feyre. How does this manifest for her in this incarnation? Because of this past lifetime where she was sacrificed, she was essentially a human sacrifice. This could be in a less literal sense where it was like somebody had to choose between saving her and saving somebody else. So it was kind of like a greater good kind of situation. It doesn't have to be a literal human sacrifice, but due to this gross injustice, these souls are often blessed with an easy incarnation. I wonder what they mean by easy. Like, I wonder how they kind of like calculate how easy an incarnation is. But I feel like there's so much emotion, so much pain in Sarah J. Maas's writing that I don't think that it was terribly easy for her. Like, this go around was terribly easy, but I suppose in contrast, if you compare it to the past life, I suppose you can say that this one's easier. Anyway, so in this incarnation, she can expect for opportunities to appear naturally for her, for success to come with little effort, and people could even see her as lucky or favored. And this, I don't know if I expected them to say that, like, she has to put out little effort in her, like, contract, because now I'm wondering, how easy was it for her to write this series? Like, was it just pouring out? You know what? Don't answer that because I've seen the other series that she has. I've seen how big some of these books are. I see how big this last book of the series is. Let's see how much it is. It's a little more than 700 pages. So I feel like it would be accurate to say that this came easily to her, although maybe she might not think so. It's like it pours out of her. It's like all of these stories pour out of her, because I know she also did Thrones of Glass. I know that was a very extensive book series as well. It feels so effortless, her writing. So I wonder if that's just a part of this gift, a part of this past life karmic debt kind of opportunity, or like favoritism that's coming out for her. I wonder if that is a part of it. So yeah, I'm already losing my voice. I feel like we've only gotten to the past life karmic debt and we're already 15 minutes in. I'm going to be talking about this a lot, my guys. All right. Talents and spiritual gifts. So coming from her personally, not from her paternal or maternal lineage yet, for her personally, we're looking at the number 3, the number of fertility, the number of being blessed, because she has that 3 in her second primary number. So I explained that's Queen of Pentacles energy. That means you're meant to experience luxury in this incarnation. Then we have spiritual rebirth. The number 16 is the number of resilience. I feel like I am reading Feyre's soul contract. I feel like I'm reading Feyre's soul contract. So I think she modeled herself, or she modeled Feyre after herself, because this is just. And then we have the number of the Phoenix, death and rebirth. So we have the gift of resilience, the gift of blessings, being blessed. And now we have death and rebirth. Yeah, this sounds like Feyre. From her mother's side, we see the talent of the sage, which is healing other people's karma. You know, using your art to help other people heal is a way to clear your own karma. Like, it's a way to pile on good karma for you. And I feel like I've heard, I don't know if I cannot pin it. I've been seeing so much ACOTAR stuff on my Instagram lately. I don't know who said it. I don't know if this was Sarah J. Maas, but I feel like I recently heard that someone told her that this series helped them leave their like abusive relationship or something like that. I don't think it was Sarah, but it applies in this sense because something that this person created with their art, with the way that with their work, something about it was able to help another person heal their own karma. So I think Sarah J. Maas's series, especially with all of the things that it touches on, like controlling relationships, abusive relationships, it could help people kind of step out of that, which I think is very powerful. We also have the number of 11, the number of potential, which adds to the resiliency that she has. This is, again, coming in from her mother's side, with that abundance of energy. And I feel like you do need an abundance of energy for the amount of writing that this girl writes. It's absolutely insane. Then we have the energy of the ancestors, deep healing and ancestral wisdom. We can sense that in her books, right? We can sense that in her books, that she has like just a deeper understanding, a deeper grasp on what life means and what it means to live, right? From her dad's side, we have the Justice, which is about integrity and awareness. Sage again, healing other people's karma. She's going to have such a good time coming out of this incarnation with all of the good karma that she's collecting, with how many lives she's affected with this series. This is why you should always follow your joy, guys. This is why you should always use your gifts to create something, because you have no idea how it's going to impact other people and what it could heal in them. You wouldn't just be healing yourself, you'd also be healing other people. And then we have the prosperity coming in from her dad's side, which allows her to get successful, achieve success by following her joy. Whew. All right. We haven't even, I don't know if we're going to revisit, if we're going to go back to the destiny numbers she has, but let's go into the subconscious programs. Guess what we see here, guys? We see the millionaire program. This was a really good soul in a past life. The millionaire program It doesn't just happen to anybody, it happens to I want to say, most tender-hearted of souls. It essentially means that at some point, like in a past life, somebody like owed you their life, or owed you an IOU because of something that you did, and now you kind of have the chance to kind of reap the rewards of that karma for whatever good act you did in a past life. So the millionaire program, it essentially means that at some point in your incarnation, you're going to come into a lot of money, either through inheritance, hard work, or luck. And there we have it. We have the Fairy World Writer-Director program. Let's take a look at the other celebrities that have this subconscious program, so you guys can get a sense of what we're looking at when we are talking about this gift. We have Sylvester Stallone. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know a bigger success story than Sylvester Stallone, because if you have ever heard about how he came up, like how he wrote Rocky, how he believed in his work so much. I think at one point he sold his dog and then went back, after the success of Rocky, went back to buy his dog back from the people he sold it to. We also have J.K. Rowling, Selena Gomez, Katherine Heigl, Khloe Kardashian, Chappell Roan, Billy Crystal, Frida Kahlo, Jane Goodall, and Joan of Arc. Those are some pretty big names. We have the broken lineage. Okay, I wonder. Okay, I don't know if her parents were divorced, or if she came from some kind of instability or strain or difficulties surrounding family continuity. I don't know much about her history. I kind of wanted to go into this blind. But that's interesting. That would be interesting to double check on. We have the High Spiritual Unification Mission, which all of the fan base of ACOTAR explains this mission very well. High Spiritual Unification Mission means that you were meant to create something or do something that brought other people together, united them towards a common cause. Now, sometimes it means like in a political sense, sometimes it means in a social justice sense, but it can 100% mean a creative sense where you have just set people aflame to inspiration or to the world that you have created, just absolutely inspired people with your work. So that's I feel like that's a given. We also have the binge program. So with the binge program, it means that you have a little bit of a hard time understanding not indulgence itself, but like limiting yourself, knowing your limits. There we go. Knowing your limits. This is the program where you may have an addiction or a habit or an overindulgence that you may use either to escape some emotions, escape some feelings that you may have that you are going to need to work through in this incarnation. And it would be very interesting to learn the backstory on that. We have spiritual and physical beauty as seen in Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes is, oh my God. Everybody knows Shonda Rhimes, right? One of my heroes, absolutely brilliant. The way that she can create stories. I love Grey's Anatomy to this day. Grey's Anatomy, Bridgerton, the second Bridgerton, what is it called? I forget. Anyway, yes. Spiritual and physical beauty. It means that you have this wisdom and this beauty to your soul that just sets you apart from other people. The downside of it is that you may kind of seek outward validation a lot when it comes to your gifts, when it comes to your appearance. And you may struggle to see your own beauty and gifts. while easily recognizing them in everyone else. So I feel like she's hypercritical of herself. If she has a hard time seeing her gifts in that way, we also have the mother wound, which in its light aspect means that you're strong, resilient, incredibly dependable. People often look to you for stability because you're really good under pressure. Okay. Well, I feel like you need to be good under pressure when you have deadlines to like write series and everything. But again, I think we've established that that comes easy to her, that comes naturally to her with that past life karmic debt. If it meant it in the sense of her writing just flowing out. We have the prison program, lack of freedom, extremism. That kind of walks hand in hand with the binge program. It speaks to how big of a heart you have and how big of a generous spirit you have, and that sometimes that could be your downfall a little bit, because usually people with big hearts like that, they could be used, they could be betrayed, and all of that warmth, all of that love that they have can just flip, and they just go scorched earth on others. So yeah, this program tends to pull you to extremes. I was going to say, like, if I see another kind of extreme program like that, very hot and cold program like that, we could be looking at bipolar disorder. Who was it that I saw that for? I was like, oh my gosh, this person has like 3 really extreme programs. I'm like, they might have BPD. So I don't remember, but futility program, inquisition, okay. Strengths. They have very strong convictions, not easily influenced by the opinions of others, but those strong beliefs can sometimes become rigid. Okay. I wonder if she saw that within herself. She saw that potential to become very extreme with her beliefs, with her convictions, and kind of put that kind of not side effect, but negative quality onto Tamlin, because I would definitely say he's very rigid. We have the hidden self, self-destruction. I feel like it's a testament to Sarah J. Maas. She was able to get past this program, which sometimes manifests as imposter syndrome. When you have that self-destruction program, it's very hard for you to stop sabotaging yourself, stop sabotaging your own success. So the fact that she was able to kind of shut off that side to her and maybe accept herself, flaws and all, and put out this kind of work, I feel is a huge testament to her character. Okay, I didn't think I'd see Pure Stream, but it makes sense because Pure Streams have a natural channel to the divine, and I wonder how much of this story she channeled from source. I don't know if there's any way to know that or to ask that from her, but I can see it. We have broken systems and intelligence. There it is, as seen in Michael Jackson, Katherine Heigl, Kate Walsh, Frida Kahlo, Catherine Zeta-Jones. I believe Emma Watson also has this program, but yes. So far, thus far, what did I say about her soul contract? I said that she might have Fairy World Writer-Director program, intelligence programs. We are looking now for the third thing I said, which is the passionate love affairs kind of program. The driven child. Okay, so she's super ambitious. She kind of felt like she didn't really receive attention as a child, so it almost felt like she needed to perform or like find a way to get attention, find a way to woo essentially her parents or the people around her in order to be able to get that validation that she was looking for or the emotional connection that she was looking for. We then see the peacemaker. Okay, as seen as in Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Eddie Van Halen, Prince, Coco Chanel, and Jane Goodall. Okay. I can see it manifesting in Jane Goodall, but I don't know if I know enough about the other celebrities that I would be able to see how this subconscious program manifests. Naturally calming presence, but the problem is that you become focused on keeping the peace that you neglect your own needs. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? It's almost like the series was like a documentary of her life, because I can see that. I think that when she was telling the whole story with Tamlin, I think that she realized this flaw that she had within this kind of relationship where this person didn't really care about her needs, and she was totally fine putting her needs on hold in order to appease the other person. So I'm so happy I looked into this. I'm so happy I looked into this because I can see the influence. I can see the influence of her personal story, her personal life that it had in these books. Path of Liberation. Still looking for that passion. Burnout. Ooh, okay. So burnout makes sense here too, because with the burnout program, when you're really passionate and excited about your work, you're able to tap into like a limitless supply of energy and go 36 hours, like just absolutely dive into it wholeheartedly. But you need to learn how to balance yourself out, how to make time to eat, how to make time to go outside and like put your feet in the grass so you don't burn yourself out, so you don't exhaust yourself. Because even though you're excited about something, you still need to take care of yourself, take care of your body, and take care of other things. So I can see how that might play out for her as she's writing this story. We also have the Revenge Program. The Revenge Program. I feel like I talk about the Revenge Program often, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It speaks a little bit to the passion that we were talking about, because people with the Revenge Program, they have a tendency of being very passionate, loving hard, but if you wrong them, they will remember it. They will remember it for the rest of their lives. And I believe Taylor Swift has this subconscious program. We see the Influencer Program as seen in James Dean, Icon, and Kate Walsh. And there we go. Secret Love. So for Secret Love, this program means either that you are an ally of the LGBTQ community or that you have certain feelings towards the same sex. I love that Frida Kahlo also has this. She has a lot of similar programs to Frida Kahlo. I feel like I've read her name at least 3 times at this point. Michael Jordan also has this program. I'd be very interested to see if Robin Williams has this, because I feel like he was an ally. I can't remember the other actor's name, but I know that he was an ally. He kind of defended people that were closeted. I don't remember the actor's name, but I remember somebody being hounded by Oprah about whether or not they were gay, and Robin Williams like just hopped into the conversation and diverted Oprah's attention. So yes, so Secret Love either means that you're an ally or you have certain feelings, they may be closeted, maybe not, for the same sex. And I find this very interesting because one of the criticisms I came across of Sarah J. Maas and her work is that she wasn't wasn't being inclusive, that she didn't have any LGBTQ characters. But then I started reading the third book and I'm like, okay, I feel like she listened to that criticism, because the third book is filled with mentions of LGBTQ characters. So yes, we see that in her soul contract chart. We also see restless souls. That makes me a little sad, because the shadow aspect of the restless souls program could lead a person into like really deep depression. And it kind of speaks to this a little bit, that the challenge of this program is that your energy can sometimes be scattered or depleted without an obvious reason. They could go through periods where they feel unmotivated, emotionally drained, or disconnected from life. And the best example of this that I know is Ronda Rousey's example of this, because she had one loss that she was not able to recover from, and then she just kind of disappeared for a while. I've heard her talk about that time, that it was very difficult for her. I could see this program impacting her when she was trying to kind of get back on her feet and understand what happened, that she was undefeated for a while and then just brought to her knees. Then we have the program called Restoration, Devaluation. Ooh, Devaluation's a good one for writers, because devaluation in its light aspect means that you're able to really appreciate the tiniest things in life. You're able to understand the sacredness, or like how grateful you should be for the air that you breathe, and the little things that, when you have them every day, when you get lost in the routineness of it and the expectation for it to be there, you don't necessarily see its value until you experience something that takes it away. But for writers, I can see this being a very good program to have when it's in that light aspect, because I feel like it makes it that much easier to really build a character, because you can describe what they value, even if it's little things. And then we see the divorce program. Did Sarah J. Maas's parents get divorced? Because if it's not her parents that got divorced, there could be a divorce in her incarnation. There's no public information indicating that her parents got a divorce. Okay. So we don't know about that one. The signature mark. Naturally beautiful and creative energy that people are drawn to. Yes. The charmer. Okay, so she has the influencer and the charmer. The illusion of freedom. When I talked about Conan O'Brien's soul contract, I said that there was a trifecta that he had, like the Bermuda Triangle of like influencing programs that meant that the person was going to be a huge influence on multitudes of people. And she has the influencer and the charmer thus far. Then we have becoming visible, helping hands, lessons in attachment. Still looking for, oh, I feel like we don't stumble upon this that often. I feel like we should talk about it. So visionaries are very focused and they know what they want. They have clear goals and they can channel their energy with remarkable determination and efficiency. In relationships, they're loyal, generous, supportive, and they generally want people that they care about to succeed. But the shadow aspect of this program is that when you lose sight of your purpose, everything starts to feel scattered. Without a clear direction, your energy becomes divided between too many projects, ideas, or responsibilities. So when she has that direction, it sounds like she's pretty unstoppable when she knows what she wants. Oh, okay. We have the golden gift. I feel like she was set up to not fail, essentially. She was set up to not fail because she has the Millionaire program and the Golden Gift program. The Golden Gift is the Midas touch program, one of the few programs that is more so a blessing than anything else. It essentially means that everything that you touch turns to gold, that you succeed in your endeavors. Oh, okay. I should have predicted this one. I should have predicted this one because she is so witty. She is so witty. You can see it all in her writing. The amount of times that I've like snorted laughing at her little quips and witty games that she has like going on between her characters was absolutely wild. I should have seen this coming, the gift of wit. So yeah, she also has this trifecta. She has the influencer program, the charmer program, and the gift of wit. I mean, and it's no surprise that she's gotten the attention that she has gotten with that kind of setup. I feel like her book mentions a lot about dreamers. I feel like her book mentions a lot about them, whether it's people opportunities, creative ideas, or hidden potential. You notice things that people often overlook. Thoughtful, imaginative nature. There's a depth to the way you see the world. Wow. And I just fell in love with the Soul Contract. And then we have Breaking Toxic Cycles. What did I say? What did I say about her being in a toxic relationship? What did I say about her being in a toxic relationship? I do think that something happened, maybe between her parents in her childhood, that may have been toxic, and that kind of trickled or rippled over into her being in a toxic relationship. The sealed heart. Yeah, that would make sense, that she closed up her heart after that. Permission to change. Confidentiality. People naturally trust you. There's a little bit of a dark side to her, which I think explains why she is so good at painting the dark shadow side of people that we see all throughout both of the books. I haven't finished the series, so I'm just going to say both of the books. I feel like she's really good at navigating, talking about people's shadows, people's dark sides. Then we see the supporting role as seen in Billy Joel and Malala. The challenge with this program is that you may unintentionally place yourself in the background of your own life. So in your own supporting role, like not being your own leading lady, you can find yourself constantly supporting other people's goals while neglecting your own. This feels familiar, right? We just were talking about the other program she had where she was denying her own needs, neglecting her own needs, and prioritizing somebody else's needs. So that sounds familiar. And then we have the actor-actress program, which means if she ever takes up acting, she'd be really good at it. She understands, I think, just how humans work, how they're very, I don't want to say cyclical, but they have patterns. I feel like it would be very easy for her to mimic those patterns because really this program is one of mimicry. It means that you can mimic that. And that is it. Okay, so she had the Fairy World Writer-Director program. She also had the Intelligence program, and then a handful, 3, of the influential, charming type of programs, which I should have seen coming because, again, this book is so witty. These books are so witty. I'm excited to start on my next series by her when I finish this one, of course, which is likely going to be sooner rather than later because I'm almost done the 3rd book. And that means I have 2 more to go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed looking into Sarah J. Maas and her soul contract because I know I did. I've recognized a lot of similarities between Sarah J. Maas and her main character throughout this series. And I'm really curious to see what you guys think about it. So don't forget to comment or DM me and let me know what you found interesting. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you wanted to get your own soul contract analysis, you can go to my website, thesoulecosystem.com, type your date of birth in the soul contract calculator, and choose your unlock option. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and happy Friday.